a national duty, laying down the correct policies for the education, higher education, science and technology in the Republic of South Sudan. It is not an easy task which has been given to you, but I believe you have the talents to face that challenge that has been given to you. Any assignment given to a person is always a challenge. It depends on how you perform. This way you will be judged whether you have failed or you have succeeded. I believe you will all succeed. You were not appointed to fail anyway. The importance of the higher education cannot really be emphasized, because this is the only thing that, if it is not achieved in the country, then you will be, whatever you will be saying or whatever you will be doing will not take you anywhere. Because its role as the main drivers of the wheels of social and economic development of this country, a very young country, it needs really outputs that can bring it to the level of any competition. So the graduates from various fields in the field of knowledge to really be something that has been tested and known, because the knowledge generation and application result in innovation is important. And so all our academics and scientists should take really the mental and transformation of our country from being just a net consumer to be producers of our own. And this is really very important, because if we can produce our own ideas, that will then be imparted to the coming generations. The knowledge, the good ideas, everything that you are going to lay down, I think will be the foundation of this country, especially in the higher education. Last year when I addressed the national legislature, I think I emphasized the importance of the higher education. In general, for higher education, I think I said that we will build world-class university campuses which are competitive in the region and in the world. I said it last year. It is almost now closing a year. Myself and the government of the Republic of South Sudan, we are committed to this program. And of course, people may be very much concerned about, nothing is being seen with all the commitments, with all the statements that have been seen. There is no progress in this direction. I always, believe that if we give ourselves time to think and to analyze the situation that we are in, you will get answers by yourself instead of looking for answers from any other person. Why is this? You have seen that we have the financial difficulties, especially after the shutdown of the oil operations. this thing was not a simple decision to be taken. And all those who are concerned today about what is happening in South Sudan, yes, it is a genuine concern. But what I would like to say here is that what has been said by the Minister of Higher Education today here is what actually he discussed with me before this. Because if we don't look back to where we came from, then the higher education may not produce the future leaders that are needed for this country. We will then fall into the same steps of Ingas, which have destroyed education in the whole country. You can talk about so many universities in Sudan today, but the only single university that was in Sudan, the University of Khartoum, was much more better than all the hundreds of universities that have mushroomed in Sudan. We should not take that example to be brought to South Sudan. The universities that were then declared during the elections of 2010, these were only for political campaigns that people wanted vote. It was not meant for the President of the Republic then to make such declarations, because he knew what he signed in 2005, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, was everything. He knew what was in the Machakos Protocol. The country was going to remain united for 6 years. And after that, the fate of the country will be decided by the people of South Sudan in a referendum. What right did he have again to make decrees about these new universities? And what has he done? Okay, he made such declarations. What did he do next? Did he approve any funds? No. There can Kalambas there was what so that people go in there. But I still stand by my words that whatever difficulties that we are in, I believe we cannot change whatever program that we have set forth for our country. Our Minister of Finance is trying his level best to bridge the gap. This gap must be filled in. We are looking for different avenues of how to get funding for all the projects that we have in our education. Even with these austerity measures, we don't really intend to touch some ministries. The Ministry of the education sector, the health sector, which are the most important sectors in the country. And whatever little resources that we have, we will always work to see to it that these institutions must continue progressively in the state of going on. I think you all know that our entitlements, oil entitlements for May, June and part of July were taken by Khartoum. Up to now, this money has not been reverted to us. That was a total of about 2.6 billion, no, 2.8 billion US dollars. They have it now. Without what that, if we did not have anything in reserve, all those months would have just gone down in our history that we would have not paid salaries, we would have not done anything. Again, when this thing was halfway resolved, they came back again for the month of November, December, and January. That they took all the entitlements, and you know the struggles that to fight that started between us and them, which led actually to the shutdown of the oil operations. So we are actually operating under very difficult conditions, but I'm sure, my dear comrades, that we are going to emerge stronger than wherever that we were. So all the concerns that you have, as I said before, the concerns are genuine, and we all share you with your concerns. In your concerns, we are very, very much also concerned. But let us go back to the history of our country. That this thing did not start yesterday. And I want to assure you that our vision, the South Sudan vision for 2040, will never change. We will stick to that vision. The system in the whole Sudan was that education was taken as a tool for people to exploit others. And this is why many things have changed in the history of Sudan. Because the rulers who came up all this time, starting from those of Nemeri, 1969 and all that, they have wanted to change the identity of Sudan, rejecting that everybody in Sudan was an Arab and was a Muslim. And you saw this thing in the last population census, where ethnicity was not allowed to surface in the forms that were going to be filled. You are not supposed to be known. Where are you from? Your district, you are the state. You just talk about the states. Who is in those states? No tribes are to be mentioned. That means originally we are all Arabs. In such a situation, you will not know what really identity are we in Sudan. So, after the breaking up of the country into two states, our duty today is actually to correct all those things that have been happening by putting really people into their right perspective. And this comes from correct policies of education, and especially the higher education. Now, when I always hear about university students having problems among themselves, according to their regions, according to their tribes, I really feel very sorry. I feel very sorry because this is not the time that we can allow the future leaders of our country really to have not understood themselves up to this moment. And they don't know what they are supposed to do tomorrow. I think you heard me talking in both the other time when I was launching the disarmament process. I told the people of Jonglei State that you people who are in front of me are not my problem. Although you are the ones killing yourselves, you are not my problem. I pointed behind me those who were sitting under the shelter. They were not suffering from any sun. The poor people were just standing in the heat of the sun that day. I told them the people sitting behind me here are my problem. These are the educated elites. Because by that time they just project themselves as national leaders. But when it comes to darkness, they go back to their villages, to their tribes, they become tribal chiefs. And these are the people who incite the public against one another. Now, in the education system, I don't want this thing to be the order of the day in South Sudan. We used to have one senior secondary school that was in Rumbek, and Juba Technical School here. Commercial, I mean, commercial. Juba Commercial. Now, these two higher institutions of education, where there are problems, and the people from there were coming from all directions of South Sudan. That was the nationalism. Because when the students used to go for strikes, they would do it all over South Sudan. And for one common thing, ethnicity or from regionalism, no. These things have been introduced by those who rule us. And they have let them remain in Khartoum. They were being done only for political purposes, to intimidate and cow down the opposition so that they don't talk. Now, everybody is free. There is freedom for expression, that you express what you want to say, provided that you know it is something productive, not an incitement. But all these things that used to happen when Sudan was one country, let them remain with the masters who actually manufactured them. Let us do our own thing. And I must really thank the Minister for Higher Education and Science and Technology for keeping his words that this is the only way that we have to go to. Yes, this is the way we should follow. And we want all our universities really to have such a policy which will be your own product here to be applied in the universities. And we move away from whatever differences that people talk about today. This is the only way that we can build a strong nation, a nation where the citizens will feel that they are one people and they are people for tomorrow. If we don't do these things, nobody will do it. We used to say when we were fighting that the liberation of Southern Sudan has fallen on this generation. And if this generation fails to free the South, the coming generations will never do it again. That has become true. Today, South Sudan is an independent state. I want also to leave this thing with you that if this generation, same generation that liberated the South and brought the South into freedom, if you fail again to lay down a solid foundation For Southern nationalism, nobody will do it after you. Having said all these things, I want you, and I'm here really directing the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, to see into it that the culture of student violence is brought or eradicated once and for all in our universities. And so that wherever you are, in the village, in any town, your message must always be one. You are many here and you can go to different directions one day. But I want to hear only one message from each and everybody that talks in any occasion. That message would be unity of the people that to cultivate a culture of love among themselves. And this identity must then be the most solid thing that we are one people, and our identity is South Sudan. South Sudanese people are South Sudanese. No minority, no majority, no better person than the other one. You are all creatures of God. And we must maintain that thing. Well, I want you all to concentrate on the things that will bring us to the objective that we have set ourselves for. I know that you will have a very long day with your program. I want to end my remarks by once more congratulating you for your appointment to this body. And again, I want to encourage you to do all that you can do so that this institution leads the South out of the mess that we have been put into. So I declare the first session of the National Council of Higher Education open by this.